So a lot of it comes with getting that ball inside. It's huge getting into AT. You know, she's a vacuum for all the defenders as well, so that's what creates open lanes for us to get down to the basket, to get those open shots. So, I mean, it's wonderful when the guards are getting hot throw for us, but it's obviously essential for us to get the ball inside because that just opens things up for everyone.
Reading well on offense what the defense gives us, and that's pretty much it. I mean, we definitely saw a lot of different things, but if I had to pick the number one thing, I would think just us reading what the defense gives us and taking those instead of trying to force other things.
And I mean, that's also the fun part of playing in arenas like this too, where you've got sold out crowds and all of that. It brings you to another level too, and also if you're not the home team, you have to come that bit more together. So yeah, I mean, we definitely have to scream a lot more.
It's definitely a luxury. You know, it allows us to play with more versatile lineups. It's allowed us to adjust to not having Brianna Jones on the floor, quite frankly. You know, AT can guard positions 1 through 5. You know, Beck can really guard positions 1 through 4 and 5 in a pinch. You know, if we need that. DB can guard multiple positions as well. So, you know, I think with the length and athleticism and versatility that we have, it gives us a lot of options. No, but AT is always sort of the center point for us. I mean, her communication, her understanding of player tendencies, her understanding of you know, opponent scouts and what's coming in the actions is so important. She's such a high level IQ basketball player that she really is the glue for us on the defensive end of the floor as well.
And then, Scott, you know, I talked to Austin Kelly a couple of weeks ago. He said,
first and foremost, just you know, the way teams play. You know, certain teams play the way that we like to play, and personnel on the floor. You know, Miami played undersized. They had to play some zone. They had to get creative in some of the things that they were going to do to make a finals run. You know, they had some unique personnel in the same way that we do, in the way that you can offensively attack a team and defensively attack a team as well. You know, so I think for us, we just try to find teams that are like us in terms of personnel, but also what we like to do offensively and defensively. I mean, you know, the great thing about having Austin on staff is, you know, he and I are really junkies, and our minds work almost the exact same way. You know, we will be texting each other about the same play that's happening in an NBA game in the off season all the time. And so it really is a luxury to have a basketball mind like his. When we're on the same page, it allows me to kind of focus on a lot of the big picture, and he can get down to some of the details and adjustments that we can make.
thank you.
Hey, Coach Andy Lipton. Halfway through the season, with all the injuries that really occurred throughout the league, I kind of thought that one of the deciding factors maybe in the playoffs would be fatigue. Of the 4 teams remaining, I'm pretty sure your team played the bench the most. Was that something that you thought of in terms of fatigue specifically?
Well, if you ask me, I'd like to play my bench some more. You know, it's something you have to think about. I mean, I always kind of use the reference that the WNBA season is really like a sprint marathon, right? You have to try to do your best to use timeouts, to use substitutions, to get your players that play heavy minutes to get creative about how they can get their rest. So it's not always game minutes, you know, around timeouts, you know, around half times, you know, different things like that. I don't feel like we've done a great job because AT and DB still play a ton of minutes, but we try to really build the depth in our bench, you know, as our season progressed, because not only do we need to get them rest and for injury prevention, but you need to have quality depth in the postseason. We didn't have to use a lot of our bench, but Olivia Nelson-Ododa was one of those reasons that we were able to be successful. In Series 1, Ty Harris was one of those reasons that we were able to be successful, and we're going to need those two. We're going to need Dejanay Carrington. We're going to need our bench to come in and give us important minutes, and getting quality time throughout the regular season helps build that.
Gotcha, thanks.
It's more preferable for me that her numbers are efficient. So if she's scored at a high clip, you know, I want it to be a high, you know, made field goal percentage. If she's forcing at times, or her field goal percentage is low, you know, then we try to look for ways that we can help her facilitate. But it doesn't happen often. I mean, AT's got a really good sense and read, you know, on when to facilitate and when to kind of take over. You know, the thing I'm most proud of AT about it offensively is just the way that she's shooting that free throw line jumper. You know, that's something we've encouraged her to do. You've got to be a threat right there. She stepped up and knocked those shots down with confidence, and even more so as the season's progressed, which makes her even tougher to guard. So really proud of her development and ownership of taking those shots. But no, we're at our best when AT is just reading the room. We have a team that's been around, that they understand. Obviously when we're at our best, we're doing that at a high level. We're able to change, and when we're not, when we're a little too conservative, a little too passive, then sometimes it's like, okay, well, we have to go to one or two different ways that we can do it as opposed to 3 or 4. But I think we have the benefit of having a really veteran group who understands, who is high IQ, who communicates at a high level, and who's able to handle it.